All right, so for the next craft kit, this is my favorite craft. My favorite kit. I love this card so much. This was a concept I actually came up with a couple months ago, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for cherry blossom season, and now it's finally here. And I'm like, yes, I can finally put this card together. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm just gonna warn you ahead of time that this card is a little bit tedious. So just kind of bear with me here. It's gonna be wonderful. I've just had to warn you ahead of time so you weren't like totally shocked. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna put double-sided tape on the back side of this pearl color paper, the one that says "You Are Loved" on it in the very light ivory embossing folder. And then I'm gonna take my little cherry blossom leaves here and put them on the left-hand side, and then I'm gonna take that and fold it around to the back side. Okay, all right. So you'll have your little leaves only on the left. And then I like to put double-sided tape over where that leaf ribbon comes across, so then that way that area is still sticky, because otherwise where you laid the ribbon is not sticky anymore. And then we're gonna mount that onto the light pink background here. Okay. And then we're gonna put double-sided tape on the back side of that. And then we're gonna mount that onto the front of our card here. Okay, all right. So now we're going to take our branchy tree here, and I'm going to put double-sided tape, or not double-sided tape, I'll put glue along those branches, not all of them, but several of them. And then I'm going to lay this right here. And what you're going to see here is that you might get a little bit of an overlap. All right, so this is where the tedious part comes into play. All right, so we're gonna take this and we're gonna poke out all these tiny little blossoms. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Some of them might not pop out, but I would say pop out as many as you possibly can. Hopefully all of them, but if not all of them, it's all right. Okay. Then what I highly recommend you do is you just put little dots of glue where you want your blossoms to be. And now, I don't know if you know this, but blossoms I always put them at the end of the branches, because if you put them in the middle here, that doesn't really make sense. And I'm gonna recommend that you put some dots of glue all the way around, but err on the side of not very many dots, because you can always put on more dots later. Then you're gonna take your little leaves here in your hand and you kind of fold them back like this, and then the glue is actually just gonna go right there where all of the leaves kind of come together, and you can just set that right onto your little tree. Okay, all right, now we're just gonna do that a ton. We're just gonna stick those on our little dots of glue, and we're creating a little cherry blossom tree. When I first saw this die cut, they want you to cut it out of green and then put it on the tree. And I was like, but then you can make them into blossoms, and they could be little cherry blossoms. And so again, I had come up with this design like forever ago, like back in January. And I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for cherry blossom season to get here. And then I looked up and they were like, oh yeah, cherry blossom season happens at the end of March, early April. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. So when I saw the cherry blossoms blooming yesterday, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this is the perfect time for this craft kit. So just know that I've been waiting to release this very specific craft kit for quite a while now, actually. All right, so we're just gonna stick all those little guys on there. Do, 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 do. Okay, and what's nice about having just a tiny little bit of glue on here, just a tiny little dot, is that one, it's not very messy, but two, if you can always go back and you can fill it up and you can add more. You can add just another little dot of glue and add on more little blossoms. So you can make your tree look as full and exciting as you want here. You could just put a few little blossoms on, or you could put a ton on. And then also you could even put some little blossoms at the bottom of your little tree, as if those are the blossoms that have blown off in the wind. Like, how cute would that be? So that's pretty fun. So you can definitely get creative about, you know, if you have any extra blossoms, what you want to do with those. You could also put them on the inside of the card, and that would be really fun and sweet. So there's lots of ideas. Also, with this concept, you can really take this idea in any direction. You could do green leaves with green leaf ribbon. You could do gold leaves with gold leaf ribbon, and that would be an amazing holiday card, which would just be really, really fun to play with. So you can really, you know, the purple, well, I guess it's not really purple blossoms out there, but you could technically do a lavender tree if you wanted to with little lavender blossoms. So, but you can really take this concept in a variety of directions, which I just really, really like. Okay, we are seriously almost done here. I did tell you that this was a little bit of a more tedious kind of a card, so don't say I didn't warn you. All right, and I just want this to be just a touch more full, because I just want that to really look really nice and spring-like here. And I kind of like that it has a little bit of dimension on the card, and so it just looks a little bit more full and exciting. Now, if you decide to mail this, what will happen is those will go flat in the mail, but then the card will still look really very, very beautiful. So just know that you do have options there if you're worried about it getting damaged in the mail. Okay, I'm gonna put on a couple more of these, and then I have 3 left over, and so what I'm gonna do, again, you can put some at the bottom, which would be really cute. I'm gonna put some on the inside, so I'm just gonna do 2 little dots here and 1 little dot up here, and then I'm not gonna give dimension on these ones because it doesn't make sense for the inside of the card. And I'm gonna put this little guy here, and there we have our second card. Isn't that so beautiful? Oh my gosh, I just love, love, love that card. All right, friends, I hope you guys had lots of fun with today's craft, or this week's craft kit. All right, friends, I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.